So the men's D3000, thank you, Tim. Back on the microphone now. So they'll make their way up the track. 19 it is, a field of 19. Unless there are any late scratching, second time of asking, get underway. Flat, 9 flat it is, that was the asking time. So they're ahead of that. Set it until the cows come home. Front of the green line is where you need to keep your mind on for pacing. And it is our man out in front. Archie Hewitt, 9:14 to his name. So the group tucked in behind him there. A little bit more argy-bargy, not quite as strung out as we've seen in the past. But nonetheless, certainly getting after it pace-wise. Williamstown behind him there, Jasper Gay. Very noticeable figure in and amongst that leading pack. A big racer is Jasper Gay, very talented young junior as well on this Victorian scene. So he'll be preparing himself for Adelaide next week, you'd think. As now this group of 19, they'll make their way through. 6.5 laps remaining. At the helm of it, Archie Hewitt. He will just feel so comfortable out in front of this green light. So he started to come back to it a little bit now. He was certainly ahead of it through the opening stages of this men's D3000. But now he starts to come back to this 9-minute marker. So nobody's been under it here in this field or as per their seasons or personal best. So if we can see a couple drift towards the front of this green marker, I'm sure there'll be very, very happy faces on this Thursday evening. So he's still leaning it out here, is Archie Hewitt, tucked in nicely there. His Lickma. And now the rest of them move on through. So a couple of locals, couple of Box Hill singlets out there. Athletics, or Western A's, I should say, Williamstown, Mentone, a good collection of Athletics Victoria clubs. Richmond there too. But out in front, Mornington to Glen Huntly to Williamstown. And I think that might be Isaac Sontag right around the marker. Plenty of Williamstown in here, in fact, it should be said. So through 800 metres to, we'll call it 26. 225, 226 to the naked eye without the official split put on that one. But all looking very smooth and in control. And this group of 4 just starting to separate, maybe up the track now, trying to latch on one of our Box Hill competitors. Might be Bodycoat, who just makes his way up here. And he actually will attach. So he's attached himself on here. This group moving through, it's going to be Hewitt. In the middle of it all is Sontag. Then it goes back to Bodycoat, and a little bit further back is Barker. Kieran Barker it is of Box Hill. So the Box Hill 1-2, they'll try and get after it here. Thomas Scott as well of Mentone. He's out in front. Jasper Gay, who we'd mentioned, just sitting towards the back of, it's almost one big pack now, but we'll call it the second pack. Doing a really good job or trying to find his feet. Kieran Barker. He's just in no man's land at the moment, so trying to attach himself on the back of his Box Hill compatriot and Bodycoat. And they're 1.2k into this race now. So 800 metres time, they'll get the 2k marker, have a very good understanding of what they need to do to close things out here. Move being made. It is going to be Kane Hijkema. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. I might have to ask Tim. But nonetheless, he's out in front now, so he starts to move away. Hilkema, says Tim. So we'll take that. The Oracle right next to me here. Been calling races before Box Hill existed, so we'll take that on board from Tim. So Hilkema it is. He goes out in front. He leads it now from Archie Hewitt, the man with the cap. A little bit further back, Sontag. This Box Hill duo moving through nicely. So 2 Miles Livingston, the unattached athlete, puts himself in a really nice position here. And he's leading out this second group. So they're all going to go chase Hilkema, who made a really aggressive move as well. Just sat there in that second spot and has made light work of getting after the lights. So clearly he's seen them. They're fluorescent this evening, and he knows exactly where he needs to be on the 9-minute marker. Shout out to Peter down here, the architect of these lights at Box Hill, and the rest of the Box Hill committee and crew for being able to implement such a thing out at a local athletics track. So Hilkemer out in front. He's stretched it, this margin. Goes out to about 20-odd metres. Back now to Hewitt, who hasn't moved from either the front or the secondary position, it must be said. Isaac Sontag biding his time, still in third. And Bodycote, a little bit of a stretch back now to his Box Hill competitor in Barker. They're moving through quite nicely too. So Hilkemer up the track. He's chasing the lights. He's chasing the colours. Looking really strong in the process of it, Hilkemer. He'll come around to 2K shortly. Leading it out there is Reed. Doing a good job, Sontag. Move through there, Livingston. Back to the Box Hill duo. The back of that pack is Winter. Now getting after it is Scott and the rest of this crew now. Just fighting it out, inside, outside rail, wherever they need to be. Hilkemer up there and out. Going to take a little bit to get after him with just over a kilometre remaining here in this 3,000 metre D race. And still, Archie Hewitt of Mornington out in front. So they're off the 9:00, but they'll be around that personal best time, 6:04, 6:05. So there'll be a couple outside of it. Hilkemer a 9:10, so he might be in fact outside of his lifetime best as it stands with just under 1 kilometre to go. The rest of the field now is going to greet it. They'll have 1 kilometre remaining. 2/3 of this race is complete. Hilkemer out in front now. Hewitt still leading it out there. Behind him, Sontag slipped back 1 spot and slotting himself in there, Miles Livingston. So Livingston moves to third. And he is just right on that outside shoulder. He can feel the beads of sweat coming off Archie Hewitt's shoulder. He's that close. Won't spot him an inch of room. Box Hill 1-2 punch. Going to move wide where they can. Few checks of the shoulders. Sontag now inspecting who's behind him. Sees Bodycote wider than that is Barker. Inside who's moved through really well is Tommy Scott of Mentone, 9:30. His personal or lifetime best. So Hilkemer up and out. 600 metres he'll get when he gets to this 200 metre marker. And moving through really strong, Thomas Scott. So watch out for him in those Mentone colours. If you don't know which colours they are, it is the Richmond Tigers' famous colours of the yellow and black. He's sitting in 4th or 5th now, just off the back of Miles Livingston, who's been given some company as well. Archie Hewitt still in 2nd, hasn't moved, hasn't budged. And maybe they're going to go up the track and try and chase down Hilkemer. So made a very brave move after the opening kilometre. Managed to gap away from this field in the men's D3000. Maybe starting to feel the pinch of it as the rest of this pack now can pick up on the momentum and just sense a little bit of danger with 480 odd metres to go. And they'll have to get up the track and move pretty quickly, but with 450 remaining, very much so in the realm of possibility. Brave Racing Hilkemer, he's still out in front. He's going to be joined by a new competitor really at the front of this race. Here's the sound of the bell, and getting after him is Flynn Walker. So Walker's come from the back of that original pack. Haven't mentioned him. He's tucked himself in there nicely. So Walker up to Hilkemer. He's going to have to find something, the young man from Glen Huntly. He's going to have to really lift with 300 metres to go. The man I told you to watch, Tommy Scott, now just starting to launch his own attack. Might bring a few through with him. The smallest in the field has the mightiest of kicks. So here he comes. Tommy Scott getting after Hilkemer. He's right up on the shoulder now of Flynn Walker, who's dragged Scott all the way up to this leading competitor. 8:38 it is for Hilkemer. Scott splits the middle. Might want to move around with 150. Doesn't move around. Makes an absolute mess of it. So he goes right past Hilkemer. The height difference doesn't matter. It's about what's inside the chest. And Scotty boy, he's gone right up the track and he's going to try and make the most of it. So Scott versus Hilkemer. He's on the inside, the young man. Hilkemer led early. He rises back up on the shoulder of Scott. Scott with the edge. Hilkemer just back. Hilkemer to Scott. Flynn Walker needs to be celebrated for his effort to get up the track. But wow, he found that next gear. Kane Hilkemer. Sensational racing. And Tommy Scott, big personal best for the young man. And just sensational 3,000 metre racing. Found an extra set of wheels, did young Tom Scott. Very impressive. But a well-timed, well-run race. Second wind went the way of Kane Hilkemer.